At my 7-year-old daughter's birthday, 10 minutes in, my whole family stood up and left. "We've got better things to do," my mother said while my sister smirked. My daughter froze. I didn't shout. I acted. Lily had been counting down for weeks. She'd circled the date on the calendar and drawn hearts around the number 7. That morning she was already dressed, before I was fully awake, spinning in her blue party dress, like it was Cinderella's gown. "Do you think they'll like the cake?" she asked, eyes bright and breathless. "They'll love it," I told her. I didn't mention I'd been up until midnight redoing the frosting because the first layer slid, or that my fingers still felt sticky from blowing up balloons at 2 a.m. The living room wasn't extravagant. Streamers, balloons, a slightly crooked banner, plates of sandwiches and cookies. It was modest but made with care. When the doorbell rang, Lily's face lit up. They'd arrived. My sister Angela swept in, heels clicking, perfume trailing, with her 3 kids, Tori, Brandon, and Joshua, trailing behind. My parents followed, coats on, scanning the room. "Happy birthday," I said cheerfully. My mother glanced at the cake, then at me. "Oh, you baked," she remarked. "Not exactly warm." Angela looked around slowly, lips twitching. "It's cozy," she said. The word hung there. Tori laughed, but quickly covered it. My father cleared his throat. "Smells like chocolate," he muttered. I couldn't tell if that was a compliment or a complaint. Lily ran forward, smiling. "Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandpa," she said, and tugged my mother's sleeve for a hug. My mother patted her arm without much feeling, and moved toward the food table. Lily's smile faltered for a second. We all sat, chairs scraped, gift bags were set down. No one touched the sandwiches. Angela's kids whispered and snickered, occasionally glancing at the decorations. I poured juice. "Help yourselves," I offered. No one moved. 10 minutes felt endless. The room was heavy with unspoken things. Angela asked my mother, loud enough for me to hear, "So, are we still going later?" My mother gave a tiny nod. Lily noticed, her shoulders stiffened, and confusion crossed her face. As she reached for a cookie, trying to act normal, my mother stood up, smoothed her jacket, adjusted her scarf, and said, cool and final, "We've got better things to do." It wasn't loud, it was dismissive, the worst kind. Angela rose too. Her kids jumped up like it had been rehearsed. "Come on," she said. "We shouldn't keep people waiting." Chairs scraped, coats were grabbed, the door slammed, and they were gone. Silence fell, the balloons drooped, the cake sat untouched. Lily stayed frozen, hands twisted in her lap. Finally she whispered, "Mom, did I do something wrong?" That broke me. I knelt, held her, and said fiercely, "No, you did nothing wrong." But she kept staring at the door, waiting for it to open. It never did. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I didn't chase them. I did something else. And the next day they were the ones panicking. The walkout wasn't sudden. It was the result of years. Growing up 2 years behind Angela felt like a chasm. She was the golden child. Pretty, social, effortlessly likable. I was the smart one, not glamorous, not the life of the party. While she learned makeup at 13, I taught myself HTML. While she sneaked out, I hid in the library, after hours because I'd hit my borrowing limit. It was obvious who the family preferred. "Why can't you be more like your sister?" was the soundtrack of my childhood. I learned to laugh it off. Dry humor was my defense. By the time we were teens, the roles were fixed. Angela dazzled, I endured. But when you're overlooked, you learn to really work. While she dazzled, I built plans, spreadsheets, small businesses, before I could vote. Family called it a hobby. They had no idea I was laying groundwork. Then Thomas entered my life at a conference. 2 people who fit, awkward, driven, restless. We bonded, built together through long nights and ramen dinners. His business grew, mine grew slowly, but steadily. Yet family narratives shifted when convenient. When we were broke, they said I'd wasted my time. When success came, they credited Thomas and dismissed my work. Soon, help became entitlement. Small favors, a bill, a gift, a weekend, turned into expectations. I financed Angela's kids' parties, booked villas in my name, covered restaurant checks and mortgage top-ups for our parents. Their assumption, you can afford it, everyone's contribution, they said. Except it was me. I wanted to belong, to be admired like Angela, so I kept paying. But entitlement swells. If I hesitated, they labeled me selfish. If I suggested modesty, they acted offended. My value to them was what I could provide, not who I was. Then Lily's birthday happened. When she asked for a small family party, no entertainers, no catering, I agreed. I admit I saw it as a test. Would they show up without a spectacle? 10 minutes in, I had my answer. They only came when they could take. That realization changed everything. That night, Lily couldn't sleep. She whispered, "Mom, did I do something wrong?" I told her, honestly, no. I also told her I wouldn't lie to cover them anymore. If they left because there was nothing in it for them, that wasn't love. I sat that night and thought about all the money I'd funneled into belonging. Mortgage help, extravagant birthdays, villa trips. The cake looked like an indictment. I opened my laptop and started cutting transfers. Cancel the monthly mortgage payment. Withdraw from the trip fund. Stop funding entertainers. For years I'd paid to belong. That night I stopped. By morning the fallout began. Mom texted, "Don't be dramatic." Dad warned the mortgage was due. Angela guilted me about Tori's party entertainer. I ignored them. By day 2 they called me selfish. Day 3 their tone turned desperate. "If we miss this payment, the bank will be on us. You can't ruin Brandon's trip." My only reply, "You walked out on Lily. Don't call me again." Then I blocked them. Silence, heavy and panicked, followed. Instead of funding their life, I built another for my daughter. 2 weeks later I threw Lily a different kind of party, filled with children who actually wanted to be there. Games, laughter, a scavenger hunt. Thomas organized. Lily won and celebrated like she'd conquered the world. Meanwhile, my phone filled with texts. "We can't make the mortgage. Villa deposit non-refundable. What are we supposed to do? You're destroying this family." I almost laughed. They thought humiliating me would break me. Instead, I watched my daughter thrive while they scrambled. Their response escalated. First, passive-aggressive letters from my mother on floral stationery. "You're tearing this family apart." Angela attacked my credibility, claiming everything I had was Thomas's doing. When guilt and insults failed, they went public. Cousins messaged asking if it was true. I'd abandoned them, but the truth leaked. They'd left a 7-year-old in tears. The story spread, sympathy shifted. Suddenly I wasn't ungrateful. I was a mother protecting her child. They became the villains. They didn't stop flailing. Mom and Angela had a public screaming match. Angela reportedly threw a wine glass. Their kids sulked and complained. Relatives called with updates, half gloating, half concerned. I almost felt sorry. Almost. Then they targeted Lily. One afternoon she came home pale, clutching an envelope. "Grandma gave me this." The card read, "Dear Lily, we love you very much. We only left your party because your mom ruined it. If she stops being difficult, we'll come back. Love, Grandma and Grandpa." My blood ran cold. Manipulating my daughter crossed a line. I told Lily firmly, "It's not true. They're lying because they want control. None of this is your fault." I called my lawyer. Within a week I had a no-contact order, legally barring them from contacting Lily. I didn't just close the door, I bolted it. Angela left a furious voicemail accusing me of poisoning Lily against them. Mom sent another letter saying I was overreacting. Meanwhile, rumors circulated that they were asking for loans. The villa money gone, mortgage payments missed. The facade was cracking. They were losing the image I had paid to uphold. After the no-contact order, Lily relaxed. She smiled more, drew pictures, filled notebooks. One night she curled up next to me and whispered, "Mom, this is the best day of my life." I held her and felt for the first time in a long while, free of the ache for parental approval. I could give her what she needed without their false affection. They kept unraveling publicly. Church luncheons, shouting matches, blame. Their rejection still stung. The child in me still wanted approval. But each memory of Lily's tearful face, holding that letter, confirmed I'd done the right thing. If that's what family looks like, I want no part of it. Where are we now? Mom and Dad lost their house and live in a small apartment they used to mock. Angela's life is in disarray. No lavish parties, no vacations, kids resentful. Tori threw a tantrum over a pizza and store cake birthday. Brandon complains. Joshua repeats family gossip. Aunt Nancy ruined everything. It's ironic, I haven't given them a dime in over a year. Gossip is brutal. I hear about Angela screaming at mom in public. Mom blaming dad, dad walking out. Their polished image is shattered. Meanwhile, Lily is thriving, louder, happier, no longer afraid of anyone walking out. She still talks about the second birthday and calls it the best day ever. She knows who truly loves her. Thomas and I opened a second office in Canada. Business is solid. Life is quieter. Without funding that family circus, I can focus on what matters. Sometimes relatives call whispering. It's time to make peace. I hang up peace with people who would walk out on a child. Isn't peace. It's surrender. So did I go too far or not far enough? Tell me what you think in the comments.